What's up, homies? I'm Daniel Rumbles,
And this is S.A.G.A MC.
and this is the show no one asked for. Welcome, everybody, to episode 1. Finally hitting record. How you doing, Saga?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't
That's
complain, you
good.
know?
Yeah,
Just like
no,
this.
and I'm glad we're on this. I'm glad we're doing this. Thanks for joining me. Joining me. You joining me.
Wow. Wow. Already taking the spotlight. Okay. I see how
Setting the
it's gonna
tone.
be.
Setting the tone.
Yeah. Okay. Tone deaf. Got it.
I mean, I got to make up for not having the beard. I got to make up for it, you know?
I guess. You gotta do what
I,
you gotta do.
yeah, without the lusciousness, I gotta do other things over here, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. you know.
Yeah. So what's up, man?
No, nothing much. I mean, we're doing this thing. We got a lot of exciting stuff going on. As you know, well, the audience does not know, but I'm the lead in this movie called Poncho. It's a short film. You got a part in it. You auditioned for it, and you got I mean, tell people about it. Tell people about it.
Well, yeah, like I'm a side character. I should be the main character, but it's cool. In due time,
I'll fight you
But
for it.
all right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. You're the lead, you know?
I'm glad you know. I'm glad.
Okay. All right.
So you read the script. That is
I I read pieces of it. Yeah.
pieces of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, what I mean, who's your character? What are you playing? What's your part
So
in this whole thing?
so I'm a guy who keeps his ear to the streets, like I know the ins and outs of what's happening. Fucking my name is Del Raton, so I'm just the guy who knows what's happening in my city, and I'm always trying to give the information to your character, Poncho, right? Um,
Yeah,
and where it's a story about like that culture, like your upbringing and the things that you value, and I mean, I can keep going about my character because my character is kind of like in the shadows, and it's kind of cool to portray somebody who's not like wanting to be seen necessarily, because I'm
right,
usually
right,
kind of wanting to be seen at my, when I want to be seen. Um,
right.
and it's kind of a trip because you're like the parallel or the opposite of my character, right? You're the one that's like like you want this action, right? You want to be the change, or but go ahead, tell me about your character, how
Well,
you view your character.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, it's the movie's called Poncho. It's about a Mexican American superhero, and we're always complaining that we don't get enough representation in Marvel, DC, and all this stuff. And then we complain when they do or race swapping or gender swapping, right? To like force diversity. But the real way to do it is the way that our director and story writer did it is Julius. Go check him out on Bumbling Cinema on Instagram, and I think he's on. Well, no, he is on YouTube. You can watch all his short films there. He's an amazing writer, and again, he just did the damn thing, right? He wrote this script about this story, this hero who's a Mexican American. He wears a poncho, and he's about the culture. He lives in LA. He solves crimes in LA. He's a vigilante in LA, and yes, like you said, he wants to be a symbol of goodness for the barrio. You know what I mean? For the people in the hood, and to
Right.
have some kind of like hope. And your character is the guy that he kind of like his only connection to the society, basically, because Poncho
Right.
like kind of like is a recluse, right? He kind of like lives on his own, does his own thing. He only fights crime and whatever. But when he does connect to the city, he connects through El Raton, through your character, right?
Right.
So there's going to be some really critical scenes that me and you have to actually film together, where the dialogue's going to be really important. But you actually have a scene. I think you have a scene with the. Well, I don't want to spoil a bunch of stuff.
Right. Yeah. Don't
Um,
don't don't give it all away. Don't give it all
yeah,
away.
right, right. Yeah, I definitely don't
It's
want to.
coming out at the end of this year, hopefully, and um yeah, like I'm excited. I know you're excited. You've been shooting a lot of shots, and I've been seeing the behind the scenes, so it's cool to see something that you want to be a part of, and
Yeah,
and actually get to be a part of it.
yeah, no, it's crazy. And if you want to see some of the clips, you can go to Daniel Rumbles on TikTok, or you can go to Daniel Rumbles on Instagram. I'll be posting some stuff on YouTube on Daniel Rumbles also as well. You'll find me on all that stuff. But really, where you want to go check it out is on Bumbling Cinema. He has a bunch of his stuff, and you know, again, Julius is a great writer. As soon as I read the script, I was like, dude, what, a Mexican American superhero, like a Zorro type dude, but
Right.
modern. And we haven't had this. This is crazy. This is the like something that it's reminiscent of like when Static Shock came out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for the people, and everyone's like, oh man, like this is sick. Like I'm down. Like
Yeah.
a new Spider-Man that we can kind of like see ourselves in. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
Blue
Right.
Beetle didn't really hit back in the day. You know what I mean? I mean, he had fans, but it wasn't like this Spider-Man type like growth of this character.
Right.
And I'm not saying Poncho's going to be the next Spider-Man, but it's just really cool that Julius kind of like the vigilante Poncho just said, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands and I'm going to write my own superhero. Like I'm tired of like waiting for the superhero. We can create our own, you know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
And there's nothing stopping us from doing that. So we're doing that, you know, and hopefully it becomes bigger than just this short film. Hopefully somebody sees it, maybe wants to throw money at a sequel or another actor that does it, you know what I mean? Like bigger
Right.
name, whatever, just becomes a bigger production. And I wouldn't want Poncho to just stop at this short film, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. And you know,
Yeah.
yeah, you always wanted to elevate or not just become a one-off, you know?
Right.
Right.
That's the thing. And you know, in meetings that we've had with Julius, one thing that I keep saying, and I've said it from the beginning, and I don't know if you recall from our meetings, but I keep saying like, and I know that this isn't the main theme or the main priority, but for
Right.
me, even as the lead, you know, and Julius knows this. I'm not saying something that's not like Julius doesn't know, but I always say like, what about that little Mexican American boy watching this movie? Like, what about him? Like, that's really like who I want to portray the character for and the role
Right.
for. I know that that's not. I have to also act within the bounds of the movie and the theme and its messages and stuff like that for sure. And I'm not trying to break free from that at all. I want to do my best to do that. But in my mind, when I read the script, I was thinking about me when
Yeah.
in 1995 when I'm watching movies like Mortal Kombat, Spider-Man, RoboCop, you know, Batman, Rambo. I'm thinking
Right.
about that kid, and he finally sees Poncho on the screen, and he goes home with his dad, and he's like, "Yo, like that was so cool," you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's why I'm excited to do the role. I'm really excited and honored, and I'm really grateful to Julius for choosing me of all people, is you know, to represent this hero is really cool, you know.
Yeah. You were probably like the last person he could find, but you know, it's cool. It worked out for you. I'm glad.
Yeah, I was on a short list of
Yeah.
38 people. I was 38. I was the 38th person. There
Did you
was
say short?
37 no's, and then I said yes.
You said short bus?
There was a short bus.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Right.
said short list. I
Oh,
short
okay. Fine.
list.
Fine.
Yeah,
No, no.
it might
Yeah.
as well be a short bus. Might as well be a short.
Already canceled.
Already canceled, bro.
Already
Already.
done.
Yeah,
No,
done. You're already banned. Shadow banned.
right, yeah. No, so yeah, it's cool and I think this kind of inspired me to go back and to write stuff that I've been wanting to write, you know, or finish the stuff that I've been writing.
Yeah,
Um, because it's like, dude, it's crazy that it's all doable. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like it's just a matter of doing it.
yeah,
And we've talked extensively of this, you know, and this podcast is a byproduct of that, right? We're always like, oh, I like this person's, you know, what they're saying, or I like to hear the banter, right? But why not us? You
yeah.
know?
We're not us. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, you know, here we are. So, you know,
yeah.
it's
And
a show no one
everybody's.
asked for, but we're
Yeah,
here.
and everybody should do that. I mean, look at Joe Rogan's the biggest podcast in the world, and I remember watching his first episode where it was like not like it's nothing. It was like a plastic table and like weird plastic curtains in the background. It's like
Right.
it's nothing, and now it's the biggest. I'm not saying like that's what we are, but what I'm saying is everything starts with just an idea.
Yeah.
You got to do it though. You got to like out and do it. You're gonna suck. You know what's up?
Just one. No, I'm just doing the fucking what is it? Doctor Strange. Just the one, you know, it starts with one.
One.
Okay, it was a lame joke. All right. Anyway, moving on. Continue.
Yeah, but I get it. The one out of the like 35 million or whatever
Right,
that
right.
you know.
But you know, yeah. So I mean, you and I are both, you know, we enjoy watching movies. I think I think to me the greatest thing ever made by man is music. But second to that, I would say is the invention of picture, motion picture and capturing this stuff, like these stories and watching, like you were saying, as a little kid, you see this and you're like, man, like that is fucking, it blows your mind.
Blows your mind. It's
Yeah, like
cinema, dude. It's
right.
cinema, man. Cinema is crazy. It does blow your mind. It's really nuts. And you see this. I mean, the Oscars just passed, right? And we
Right.
see this like celebration of film. I mean, the Oscars aren't really a good example because I've been saying the Oscars are BS, but the intent of the Oscars is to celebrate
Right.
film and the best that it has to offer. I don't think it does that. I don't think it does it very well, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um,
I could agree.
but but just cinema in general, the grandeur of it, the feelings that it makes us feel.
Right.
Nicole Kidman has that really good intro to the Regal movies, or the AMC ones, where she's like, this is our church, and like
No.
here in a place like this, sadness can feel so good, and it's like it's really cool. It's actually kind
You
of epic. It's
you
really
like
cool to
that?
see. Yeah, dude. You don't like her little speech right there?
I feel like it's oh my God. Honestly, I didn't think you would like that. I feel like it's so very like well written to where
Yeah.
I don't, it's not genuine to me.
Of course it is. It's a script. What do you mean?
Yeah. But I feel like she's not feeling this.
Dude, come on. What are
Like
you talking
she
about?
didn't sell me. She didn't sell me on that.
Oh my. Dude, you're saying that and we're about to be in some short film shit. That shit moved me.
No,
I'm feeling it.
I'm not
I know it's
saying
my church.
no, I get that. And I agree with that, right? I'm not saying that that's the part I don't agree with. I just feel like coming from her, like I feel like I would have read it and it would have touched me just the same. Better. It would have touched me better if than her saying it.
I don't know, bro. I think that delivery, I think that's her best performance of all time, of
Nah,
her whole career.
I
Is
just
that
I just
one.
feel like she's like, and cut. All right, I'm out of here. Like I got other shit to do. Like
Bro,
like
you're way
I'm out.
that was sick. I don't If you think that's not Poncho, dude, Poncho's not gonna hit like that.
What? No, I'm just no. No, I
Oh,
just feel like she didn't do. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't care for her too much. Like I don't. I'm never like, oh, Nicole Kidman's in this movie. Nah.
bro, you know what's so funny? It's funny that you say that because she was in. So we're all glazing her for this like little commercial thing, or at least I am, right?
Right.
And but it's funny that you say that because I've never like hated Nicole Kidman. I think she's talented. I think she's really talented.
Yeah,
Um,
she's cool.
but yeah, she's cool, right? But so last year we had one of the worst superhero movies of all time called Madam Web, right? Did you see Madam Web? No.
No, on
I
purpose. On
think you
purpose, I
should
didn't see
watch
it.
it just as like a case study to see how bad comic book movies can get because it's insane.
No, I
Um,
know how bad they can get.
it's insane, dude. I'm
I
telling you,
know.
you gotta know though the limit. It's kind of like you can't really judge ugly until you've seen it, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I know what ugly is. So it's like you gotta be able to judge bad. You gotta know how bad is. You know what I mean? To appreciate good. And
I,
so
I, I don't know. I've seen The Room.
yeah, but I mean that's an absolute joke, and that wasn't a big budget film.
That's
This
so. It
Madam
was.
Web.
It was big budgeted. It was like that fool had like $6 million put in that movie.
I mean, yes, that's big budget to us, but that's not a
Right.
big budget
I
studio
get.
film.
I guess. I
Yeah,
get. Yeah, for
that
sure.
this
I get it.
Madam Web is like a studio film, big names in
Right.
it,
Right. Right. From Sony. From Sony. Yeah.
from Sony, dude, and
Yeah.
and this is an absolute disaster. I would argue The Room is better. I would
The
I,
Room
I
is.
would argue. You know what I mean? Like it's that bad. And so I didn't think that any movie would be worse than Madam Web. I just didn't think it would be worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just crazy. So I saw this movie and we're talking about Nicole Kidman. So to wrap it all in, so I
Yeah.
didn't think any any movie was gonna be worse than Madam Web, but there was, dude. So like me and my lady, we try to watch as many movies as we can of that are
Right.
released within a year, and then we rank them on Letterbox. Shout out to Letterbox. I'm on Daniel Rumbles there too. If you have a Letterbox, follow me on there. But
Right.
anyways, I try to rank every movie within the year that I seen, right?
Mhm.
And so we're always trying to find, like, if we think there's a movie that's the best, we try to find better movies of that year to like beat it, right? And then when we
Okay.
find like the shittiest movies, we try to find shittier movies to beat it, right? So
Mhm.
Madam Web, we thought that's it. There's not that how is anything gonna beat it, right? No. Towards the end of the year, we saw this movie got released. It was called Baby Girl, and Nicole Kidman's in it. And dude, it's like I can't I that I really recommend you watch. Just if you're a movie fan, again, movie fans will, or people will say they're movie fans. They're not movie
Right.
fans. They're fans of like good movies or movies that they like or genres that they like. They're not movie fans. Like I'm a movie fan. I will watch any movie because I just want to catalog it in my brain. I want to
Right.
know that I saw that one time and now I have it in my brain forever. And so that's why I watch movies. I don't watch them to always be a good movie or whatever. So I went
Right.
to watch Baby Girl. We didn't know what to expect from it, and it was the worst movie by far. Even worse. So I'm saying Madam Web, we thought nothing was going to beat it because we didn't think it was physically possible. No,
Okay.
Baby Girl beat it by far beat it. So it was shittier by far, and this was Nicole Kidman,
Yeah.
and it was so bad, dude. It was horrendously bad. It
So,
was
so
really really bad.
I have a question. Do you like milk?
Do I like milk?
Yeah. Like, do you drink milk? Do you like the taste of milk?
Yeah, milk is fine.
Okay. Um, do you drink like
Leche.
do you drink like spoiled milk to know what shitty milk tastes like?
So I don't want to not answer the question because I don't like debating like that. You asked me a question, so I'll answer it.
Okay.
And so no, but I also I like no, you don't need to. That's not necessary. But also milk is not, it's the premise is wrong because milk is not an artistic expression. Milk isn't a subjective thing. So you
There
can't,
you go.
like, milk is milk. And so it's spoiled, it's spoiled. It's not an opinion that it's spoiled. So Baby Girl is my opinion that it's the worst movies. It's not like you can watch it. I think it's objectively bad because it's
Okay.
that bad. But what
I'll
I'm
give you
saying
that
is,
one.
yeah, you like, milk is not an artistic expression. It is just this biological thing. You know what I
So
mean?
what
Like,
you're saying is you drink spoiled milk.
I'm saying I like spoiled milk a lot. I'm saying
Okay, so I have to see this shit movie to know what shit is. How bad it can get.
No, I think you have to watch it to know how good is. And you'll agree with me. You'll
No, and I
agree with
probably
me.
will. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. So I probably will agree with you. And to me, so like so I'll watch a B movie or a C movie, right? With the intent to because those are the movies where you're like, oh my gosh, like they didn't want you to laugh, but you end up laughing at this part or that part, like The Room, right? Those
Yeah.
parts, hey Lisa, like, and you're just like, oh no, I mean, hi Mark, like it's just so bad it's good, right? But to watch, you know,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
but to watch a movie that's supposed to be good
Yeah.
and it's shit, I sometimes I just can't do it because to me it's like I could have watched another movie in that 2 hour gap.
Yeah, no, no, and I agree with you. That's why I don't watch
Choking.
it with. Yeah, you're choking from how fucking just the thought of a bad movie. No,
Dude.
no, but honestly, no joke, dude. And I think this is specific to you. I'm gonna call you out right now.
Okay.
But I think a lot of times, like even this Nicole Kidman shit that we're talking about, I think even this is an example. That's what I meant by you'll agree with me. No, I know you'll
Mhm.
agree with me that the movie sucks. But
Okay.
that's I meant you'll agree with me that it's necessary to watch these movies, not always, not every movie that ever existed, but it's necessary to try to watch as many, even if they're bad or good or whatever, because and I'll say, because you won't appreciate the good movies. so
Right.
so like you'll watch something like this Nicole Kidman shit and you'll be like, meh. And it's like, no, dude, if you really want to watch bad and a bad performance and a bad movie all around, watch this shit over here. And it's like you kind of appreciate other things a little bit more. And I'm not saying like just this Nicole Kidman shit, But I think with movies in general, I think you'd appreciate more movies when you watch like how shitty a shit movie can get. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's true. It's very similar to like when you ask somebody to like, especially girls, like when you see those like stupid clips, and then they're like, oh, rate how you look on your physical looks. So they're not rating their personality, just physical looks, and they'll all say 10, right? And then it's like, okay, and then they'll ask them, was like, so everyone at the table is 10? Like, so wait, what's an ugly woman? And they won't even define like what ugly is. So then if
Right.
you did it again, when
Yeah,
it's
but
subject.
that, I get what you're saying, but like I don't know. Like I always appreciate, like I feel like I don't need to be reminded. Like I you know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying. And it probably will be like, oh, I'm glad that I like the movies that I like, you know, and I'm more thankful for the directors that direct the movies that are amazing. But at the same time, like I just feel like, man, like I can't remember the last bad movie that I saw
That's
on
bad.
purpose. On
That's
purpose.
Yeah, but not on purpose. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like Baby Girl and Madam Web, it's not on purpose. It's just a movie that's out,
Oh
and
no.
and I
You
I want
knew.
to see it.
You knew Madam Web was gonna be trash.
No,
You
of course,
knew it.
of course,
You
of
knew it.
course.
You purposely went in there to see some
But
fucking trash.
yeah, but I can't say I seen all Marvel movies if I haven't seen all Marvel movies. So now
Yeah.
I will forever be able to say I've seen all Marvel movies, and you can't, and you never will be able to, and that sucks.
Well,
That's crazy.
that
You'll always
that's a
be able to
Sony.
say I saw the good ones.
That's a
I saw
Sony
the good
byproduct.
ones.
That's a
Huh?
Sony. That's a Sony mix. That's a half.
Yeah, but that
That's
counts,
like a
man.
step. That's like a step brother.
The
Yeah.
the only reason I say this is because you did too. You did too. But I also did. We grew up in a time where comic book movies were not a thing. And
Right.
and if a it was a big risk for a studio to even attempt to do superhero movies.
Mhm.
So like we came from an era where there was none, and a lot of them were bad if they even were made. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
all of them. I liked RoboCop. I liked Batman. I liked Ninja Turtles, but
Blade.
there were some bad ones in there,
Right.
and it's few and far between that we even got movies. And so now now that any comes out, any of them, and then even when I was a kid, bad, good, I saw them all because I was like, wait, we can count them. We can count how many superhero movies there are, and I consider myself a superhero fan, comic book
Right.
fanatic. So I
Yeah.
want to be able to say I've seen every superhero movie ever made. And so then now when they started coming out with like a lot of them, I was like, oh man, like now I'm grateful. I'll watch all of them, good, bad. I was crying as a kid, like, give me more superhero movies. Now we have nonstop superhero movies. I'm watching all of them. I got what
Okay.
I wanted, which is like an abundance, a saturation of comic book
Mhm.
movies, which is what I wanted. I asked for it as a kid. Now I grew up as an adult into a world where that's true. And so what am I going to do now? Not watch what I've been asking for freaking 15 years? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
I'll
nah.
give you that.
Yeah, now I'm
Yeah.
watching all of them.
I recently saw Venom 3.
Oh, dude, jeez. Yeah, I know. See, I know. It's,
Okay.
it, that was bad. That was
Yeah.
not good. Yeah.
And but you know what's funny? It was tolerable. Like it was a bad, but it was tolerable to me.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
better than Craven.
Oh, I saw the Rhino fight and I was like, I'm good. I'm
Bro,
okay.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm
No,
good.
you know what? I'll give you that one. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
that one's worse than Madam Web.
No. Okay, I'll explain it like this. I think Madam Web is worse, but I think Madam Web is worse because it seems incoherent.
Right.
It seems incoherent. It seems like incoherent, like a drunk person wrote it, shot it. Like it seems like, what the hell is going on here? Like
Yeah.
Craven seems like they got all the shots down and they knew what they were doing. It's just bad. It's
Right.
just bad because dang, like this is just
Craven.
bad, dude. Even if you put this together good, it's not. This is so bad. The writing's bad. This is bad.
Mhm.
The character's bad. This is so bad. The villain is worse. Like this is it was so bad. It was almost like bad. I don't know how to explain it. It again, like I said, Madam Web seemed like someone, like every department was drunk that did it. The actors, the writers, like everyone was drunk, and when they did that movie,
Yeah.
but Craven seems like oh man, like everyone did what they were supposed to, but it still came out really really bad, and it's not good, dude. That's
Yeah.
how I
I mean,
explain it. So Madam Web is technically worse, but they're both kind of right in there. You know what I mean?
okay. Yeah. And you know, Venom introduced some things that I'm like, hopefully the MCU will grab apart, you know, grab and take as theirs and push it to that spot where it's like this is how it's supposed to be, you know?
Well, bro, so I mean, you read The King in Black, right?
Right.
King
Yeah.
in Black. So, dude, so audience, if you have not read The King in Black, please read The King in Black, especially if you are a Venom fan. If you are a
Right.
Venom fan, please
Yeah.
read King in Black,
It's
please,
fucking
and
nuts.
you will thank me later. And they try. That's what Saga's talking about. He's talking about uh a character that they introduced in this last Venom film, and it's really cheap. It's super cheap. It's low hanging fruit. But if you want the real essence of that character that they
Right.
introduced, you got to read King in Black, and you will be excited for possibilities that they're coming up with because of the Fantastic Four trailer. Did you see the Fantastic Four trailer, bro? Did you
A new
see
one?
it?
They didn't put a
You,
new one out, right?
no, I mean the teaser
Okay.
trailer came
Yeah,
out like
yeah,
a
yeah,
week
yeah.
ago.
No, dude, I'm fucking yeah, I'm on board for that too, for sure.
That is so
You
cool.
know?
Oh, and did you see the concept art? Did you see the concept art that leaked?
No.
Dude, oh my goodness. So they leaked a bunch of concept art. They leaked a bunch of, that was on purpose, bro. They're
Right, right,
they
right,
know
right.
what they're
Yeah.
doing. They now
They're
know what they're doing.
going the
Before
Deadpool route. Yeah.
years ago it would have been a leak, but like
Mhm.
this is not a leak. This was on purpose. And but anyways, they wanted to see our reactions, and they're so dope. So they showed, concept art. They have, like, it looks like Game of Thrones in different settings. And
Okay.
then Doctor Doom is in his god armor. He's all white, dude. So I don't know if you remember, but
Yeah.
during Secret Wars, when Doom, like, Thanos
Yeah.
goes up to Doom to start talking shit. And just so you know, Doom is my favorite freaking villain of all time. Of all time.
Okay.
Favorite villain of all time. I love Doom. And he's not really a villain. He should be classified as a hero, but whatever. That's a whole different conversation. But anyways,
Anti-hero.
Thanos comes up to him and he talks trash, and he just
Right.
grabs him by the throat and
Yeah.
lifts him and disintegrates
Yeah.
him
I remember
with
that. Yeah.
one grab, bro.
Yeah.
One
He's
grab.
just holding him. Yeah, I know.
Dude, a
Yeah.
gangster. So they show him in that armor, and so
That's
they're
sick.
clearly doing well, what's
Yeah.
Secret Wars in the comics, but
Yeah. Battle World.
Battle World, yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, dude, and they're gonna do it, and I'm super excited. The one of the things I'm not excited for, I mean, they showed Galactus. He looks comic accurate in the
Right.
Fantastic Four um
Trailer.
trailer, but he has his
Mhm.
helmet, and oh my
Mhm.
goodness. But the one thing I am annoyed with, which I think they're gonna show in action in the next trailer that they drop, I'm betting. But I'm not a fan of the Silver Surfer gender swap. That does
Right.
bother me.
But she is an actual character, right? I've seen. Yeah, she's. Well, I mean, you know, later on in the comics, but she is an actual character.
Bro, okay. So the first time that happens, or the only time that happens, where Shalabal becomes a Silver Surfer, or
Right.
the Herald, is one
Mhm.
time. It's in a one-off comic. I think it's about 4-issue run, and 4 or 6 issues. It's like, I think it's 4 issues. Super small. It's a one-off. What if that's not considered canon? It's not even
Oh,
considered canon.
I didn't know it was
So
a what if.
I'm just saying, like, I hate this, like, these,
Yeah.
like, even if it wasn't what if, it was one time, a 4-issue run, and you're gonna really reach into his, like, to be like, oh, this one time it was a woman, so then we're gonna, nah, dude, you're doing a cheap gender swap. There's other you could have gone with Nova. You could have done Nova.
Right.
Nova's
Yeah.
very powerful. Herald also, like, you could have done other things. Like, I don't know why. It just annoys me. It's almost disrespectful. Like, what are you doing? Like, women have their own characters that can be good and powerful. Like, why are you switching these like primarily male characters to
Right.
switch? And this is the first time. The one saving grace, I think, is that the one saving grace is that I think it's this is going to be in an alternate universe. So
Right.
when they get into the sacred timeline, the 616, I
Yeah.
think that's when they'll show the real Norrin Rad, the true Norrin Rad that we are accustomed to, right?
And I was gonna say
Um,
that. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, would you be pissed if this was, or would you be as bothered if it was a alternate timeline, alternate universe, a
I'm
multiverse?
still I'm still bothered, and I'll tell you why. Because
Right.
because this is going to be the first introduction to a lot of people with Silver Surfer. This is why a lot of
Right.
times when I was a kid, and we're talking about when I was a kid and when we were kids and we get superhero movies, I just learned to be grateful because they would come out, and I knew that these stories, these in movie form, were written by people that didn't read the comics. They were just movie people. And
Right.
so then they'd write like the Punisher, and it would be like, what the hell? It like it I mean, I still loved it. Captain America.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Red Skull was like an Italian dude. He wasn't even German. Like I was like, wait, what? So then I'd go and I'd watch these and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
in the movie, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I think, whatever, like screw it, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like that's let's just go with it. And I cheer and I love it and whatever. And so,
Mhm.
I just learned to be grateful. And so, but I did get annoyed because I was like, man, finally we're gonna get a Punisher movie, let's say, right? And I
Yeah.
would really be hoping that they'd get a lot of stuff right, right? And they wouldn't, and then I'd be like, whatever. And so, and now I would think like, man, like I know the comics, and I don't want it to be comic accurate 100%. That's not what I'm asking
Right.
for. But now when I talk about the Punisher, people have no idea it's like so far removed of the of what I read in the comics. And so when I'm talking to my homies and then they seen the movie, or like Masters of the Universe, right? And they talk
Yeah.
about the movie, or whatever, any Captain America, and they talk about the movie, and then I'm telling my
Yeah.
homies like, yeah, that's cool, but it's different here, and then they don't get it. That's what was going to happen with this, where like lots of people that don't read comics are just like, oh, Fantastic Four, I remember them, let me go watch. And then they see the Silver Surfer and they're going to think that this is the Silver Surfer,
Right.
and they're going to think that the man Silver Surfer is the change. So they're
Yeah.
going to they're do you
I
see what I'm
disagree.
saying?
I disagree though.
But how else would they know? They wouldn't know. Like if this is the first
Right.
time you're seeing a character, and then the second time you see it, it's a man, and you don't know it exists. You're not like a character, a comic book fan or whatever. You wouldn't know. You would have to assume that the second time you see it is
Right.
is a change to the first time that you see it. You know what I
But
mean?
I think in here, and again, I think Marvel has a good grasp and a good pulse on
Yeah,
that I think they will make that adjustment, or they will make that clear that this isn't the main timeline, so if you're listening, you'll know, like, oh, this isn't Silver Surfer, like the real Silver Surfer, right? This is an alternate
yeah.
universe. But again, for those who don't follow the comics, they might not care, right? They would be like,
No,
oh,
but
there's many Silver Surfers apparently.
so this is what I mean, right? Like I had
Right.
my uncles, my DS, right?
Mhm.
And or even my mom sometimes. My mom would, she supported my love for comics and stuff like that, but she didn't read the comics. But we
Right.
went to the movies as a family, right? So
Right.
so we'd go and see this, and she liked the movies, but she's not gonna go and read the comics to like understand lore and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
She's not gonna do that. So to her, what she saw in the movies is like, unless I sat down and explained it to her, she
Right.
would just be like, "Oh, this is what it is." And I guess I shouldn't care what like
I know.
you know,
It's not
older
for her.
ladies think about it, but I'm just like, dang, like this sucks. Now people that don't know will never know. Like they'll never know. They just will never know. They're gonna
Yeah,
live
but
life thinking this is it.
it's
And
not for her though. It's not for
yeah,
them.
yeah, but that's even worse, right? It's for me, like the diehard Silver Surfer fan, the Jack Kirby fan from
Right.
when I was freaking 5 or 4. I literally learned how to read because of Silver Surfer comics, and so like now we're getting this. It's like, man, dude, really? Like the
Yeah.
first time Silver Surfer, the greatest hero of all time ever created, not even
The
just Marvel hero. He's the
debatable.
best character, better than Superman, better than Bat. He's the greatest character ever created. Is the Silver Surfer better than
Debatable.
any character you're gonna say right now? Is Silver Surfer?
Debatable.
You're
Debatable.
wrong. Say a character. What's better than Silver Surfer? Who?
I'm gonna
Who?
say the Wendigo.
Yeah, yeah. The Wendigo is a good character.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
fucking Wolverine.
Wolverine's up there for me. He's up there for me.
Wolverine.
So Wolverine's in my and it probably my second. I love Wolverine.
Wolverine,
I love
man.
Wolverine.
Like,
He-Man is up there for me.
yeah,
He-Man.
I never got into He-Man. Never cared.
Oh, dude, you're missing
Uh,
out, man. Especially the last few years.
Yeah,
Eternity
like
War, and then their crossover with Thundercats. If you guys haven't read
yeah.
the crossover of Masters of the Universe and Thundercats, you got to go read that. It's really dope. And then the Eternal War, read that too. It's
Nerd,
really really dope.
nerd.
Huh. Nerd, yeah. No, did you see? Well, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but they had the Netflix cartoon written by Kevin Smith.
Yeah, see, like I was watching that because I never, like I said, I wasn't a fan of He-Man, so I was like, all right, let me give it a shot now.
Yeah,
It didn't pull me in.
yeah, I know, but see, that's because
Yeah,
you got to start with the original cartoon. It's the only way.
I
It's the
get
only
it, but
way.
no, I don't know.
No, dude, you're missing out. Oh, and then if you really want to watch a good, there was a good He-Man cartoon that was done, I think, almost like 8 years ago.
Okay.
It's like kind of modern, you know what I mean? It wasn't with these Netflix movies,
Right,
cartoons,
right,
but it was really dope. And I don't know who did it, but it was really really dope. And same thing with Thundercats. Thundercats had a cartoon series
right.
that was like 8 years ago also, and it was freaking fire, dude. It was so good. Um, but yeah, I like
Yeah, I don't
Thundercats
know.
too.
Just never got me. Never got me. And again, like I don't know, best character ever, man. Uh,
Ever. I have the power. What, dude? When I was a
Ooh,
kid and I'd see that, I'd get so amped. Like my mom would
yeah,
have to like physically calm me down, and it was every freaking weekend because I'd be like, "I have the power." Oh my,
wow,
oh, whoa, dude! And it's like this 2D cartoon, and I'm just like, "Oh shit!" Like what the heck?
and
Too much power, bro. And then he hits the camera. He's like, I am He-Man. And he like hits the camera, like, oh, dude, that's
yeah.
the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life, you know?
Oh, you're breaking up. Gonna have to cut this a little
Oh
short.
yeah.
Sorry. No, gonna have to turn this off.
But you keep saying not He-Man, not Silver Surfer, and then not mentioning anyone else. So
I
that's
did. I
like
said
even.
Wolverine. But
Oh,
you're now
okay. Yeah.
so here's the thing. So you're saying best character created, right? Is that what you're saying?
Ever, ever of all
Well,
time. Yeah.
best character created?
Ever.
Man, like Batman is up there.
Yeah.
You don't like Batman?
I love Batman. I love Batman.
Man.
I love Batman. I just think Silver Surfer is like more original than Batman.
Um yeah, I mean yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman
It's
is
a fact.
just a higher version of another
Zorro.
vigilante. Like yeah, you can name a bunch of them.
Yeah,
But
it's, yeah. I mean, Zapata, Zorro,
right.
Batman. And it was
Yeah.
admitted that Batman came from Zorro, as one
Right.
of the inspirations. So,
I don't know.
I'm not
I'll have
saying
to
that's a
look in the
bad thing.
Rolodex.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying if we're debating and like I have
Right.
to debate, like that would be a point that I'd be like, well, Silver Surfer is more original than Batman,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I can give you that. But I mean,
you
man,
know,
that's this is a topic for another time because I really want to deep dive into that and think of of a character that I'm like, I don't know. I think that would rival, the creativeness of Silver Surfer.
well, I would give you a rebuttal here that you could use. I mean, again, we can go into it in another
Right.
episode, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
really
yeah.
quickly, a rebuttal that you could do, even specifically towards Batman, is his rogues gallery. Right, it's the
Right.
greatest rogues gallery
Right.
in all of comics. The only other contender is Spider-Man,
Oh yeah,
and
Spider-Man I think is man, I think
no, it's not.
Spider-Man. Wait, what?
I don't think it's. I think Spider-Man's is close to Batman, like right there, but I don't think. I
Right.
think Batman's is better.
I think Spider-Man is better because I think there's more notable ones that there's no obviously there's notable ones in both, right? But I think for if you're going mano a mano, like I think Spider-Man has more okay, again, this could just be my biases, right? But I think there's like a good handful of Batman villains that I'm like, don't really give a shit for, you know?
You're smoking crack, dude. You
All
were
day,
you were
every day. No,
you were
dude,
on a sick one, bro. You're on a
dude, the
sick.
fucking the puppet from Batman,
Oh, Scarface.
right? Like he's cool, but
Yeah,
come on, that's a forgettable.
But
That's
that's
a
lower
forgettable, dude.
level. Okay, let's go. Let's come on. Let's do it right now.
Dude,
Joker or Green Goblin.
I would. Oh, dude. Well, Joker to me is my favorite villain of all time.
So there you go. So Joker's more notable. Let's do
For sure.
Catwoman or Black Cat.
Okay. Well, okay. So yes. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'll give you that one. Yes, for sure. You're
Yeah,
gonna you're
and,
gonna you're gonna hit a plateau like at 5 or 6.
no, and I'm not even saying that I like them better. We're just
Right.
talking about more impactful, bro.
Okay.
Batman
So
wins.
so here's the thing. You have to. What are the parameters though? Like you're saying more impactful in terms of what? Like iconic or more
Yeah,
notable or what?
yeah. So cultural impact with as well as yeah, notable as well as like well known,
Yeah.
and
But
so I would say Batman is more than that. And again, I'm not saying I like Spider-Man. I don't know if
right.
better, but maybe better. I like I like Batman, and I like to think that I relate to him more than I relate to Spider-Man because Spider-Man's like a kid in high school. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
like I don't
and you're a billionaire? Is that you're a billionaire playboy? Is that what you are?
basically. So
Right,
you
right.
know,
Yeah,
no,
I
no, no,
totally could see the resemblance there.
no, exactly. No, but what I'm saying is I don't know. Like I think yeah, I guess I don't know why I just I relate to the only thing I don't relate to Batman with is the no kill rule. I just don't. I
Right,
can't. I'm I'm a Frank Castle guy, and so
right.
Punisher all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
huh? What?
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but other than that, I really like his aura more than Spider Man. But again, that being said, I probably would read more Spider-Man when I was a kid than I did Batman. No, I read a lot of Batman too. Shoot, I don't even know, but I'm saying like I'm not saying necessarily that me Daniel that I personally like Batman villains more than I would like Spider-Man villains,
Right.
and I'm not even saying that if they fought, let's say, I think maybe Spider-Man villains would beat the Batman villains. So that's not what I'm talking
Oh,
about. I'm
yeah.
just talking about notable across the world and cultural impact. I would have to say Batman, and then we can even say that we can see that through the movies, right? There's
Right.
been more Batman villains than there has been
But that's what I'm
Spider-Man
saying.
villains.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're saying cultural impact, I'll give him that because Spider-Man is I think Spider-Man has cooler villains though.
Yeah, but do you think so? Like it's your opinion. That's what I'm saying. I
Right.
might think so too. Like I like
Yeah.
Sandman, Doctor Octopus,
Mhm. That's what I'm saying.
Kingpin.
Like I agree with you that yes, if you were to go to some other country and you start naming some of these villains, they probably would know them more than they would Spider-Man villains,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly. That's what I'm
But
saying.
that's what I'm saying. But taking that out, I think yeah, I think Spider-Man has crazier, cooler villains, except for maybe six that Batman has, like the main six, right? Like Clayface, Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Mister Freeze. Am I missing somebody?
The Riddler,
The Riddler, but it's like,
Ra's al
and,
Ghul,
and who?
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, but here's my thing. This is how I can, I guess, kind of just or quantify it, right? If you watch a Batman movie, it's gonna be one of Bane. It's gonna be one of those like 8 characters.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Versus like if you were to see a Spider-Man movie, there's so many characters that you wouldn't be upset that they're in it.
right,
You get what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I don't need to see Scarface in a Batman movie. I'm like, I don't care why,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or
you
like
know?
the Clock King or something.
Right. Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No, I know. Like, Calendar Man. Like these fools. I get
Yeah.
that. Like there's definitely that, and there are those in
And
Spider
Spider-Man.
Man.
Yeah.
In Spider Man, Daredevil, they have like weird that like what's the guy's name? I think he's even in Daredevil, the Netflix, but I forgot his name. Stickman or Stiltman. but he basically is a dude that built a suit that like his legs grow super long so he can like walk on the
That's
like
crazy.
walk through the city like real quick.
These are just
And he's in
inventors.
Daredevil as like an arms dealer or some shit, you know?
Yeah, these are just inventors that had some extra money, you know?
Oh, dude! Like, let me tell you, it's so funny because and Angel is gonna laugh at this, dude. Angel. So we're homies with this fool. Shout out to Blu-ray Angel. He's
Yes,
awesome
sir.
influencer for movies and Marvel and DC and anything superhero and movie. So not just superheroes but movies. Go check
Right.
out Blu-ray Angel at the Goat Movie Podcast YouTube. Check him out on TikTok, on Instagram, Blu-ray Angel. But it's so funny when all of these like Spider-Man rumors come out, he
Yeah.
jumps, and he's gonna laugh at this. He jumps to the Tinker every single time. Like he's always like, "Dude, this Spider-Man villain, it's the Tinkerer." I think my theory is it's the Tinkerer. Like it's
That's
always
so
like,
stupid.
and I'm like, bro, no one cares about this damn Tinkerer. Like it's not the Tinkerer, bro. It's not,
Right.
it's just not him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And rightfully so, there has been things where it's like, oh dude, it really could be him this time, you know, like maybe maybe he's and it doesn't end up being it. It's not. But it's so funny. It's like one of those things like the Clock King for Batman, where it's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they showed a clock. Is it the Clock King? They showed
Right.
someone's watch. Like, you know,
Right.
it's so funny. It's
I
hilarious,
don't know.
bro.
But speaking of fucking villains, um you know what? And it's just because you had mentioned earlier of the Oscars, right?
Yeah,
Um, it just reminded me of because we had just watched what is it, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 recently again, you know?
yeah.
Um, and I mean obviously Marvel, you know, the MCU, fucking yeah, these movies are just they're just crazy, right?
They're
But
nuts,
then
bro.
fucking Zoe,
Saldana.
yes, dude, I didn't even know she was fucking Dominican, which is crazy because you know I'm half Dominican, half Salvadorian, but
Yeah,
I was like, what? She's Dominican? I was like, oh shit. I was
yeah.
like, and so I felt like, oh my people, you know.
Oh
But no,
yeah.
but like you can tell that she was ecstatic to be a representation of her culture, you know, and be someone to be like, look, like we're not in the industry like that, at least in terms of awards, but like I fucking cemented a little mark, you know, and then that can now travel towards other artists, other people who are looking, you know, like the kids, like you're talking about, right? Like when you were a kid, now you can be like, oh shit, like I can too make a movie. I can also be an Academy Award winner, you know?
Well, yes and no. So like this is where I disagree. And so if I saw
Okay.
uh, a Mexican person, let's say, or a Chilean
Right.
person, I love Pedro
Okay.
Pascal, let's say, right? He's Chilean. But if I saw
Okay.
him in a performance where it was like okay at best, and or good, even if it was good, like oh that was
Yeah.
pretty good, Pedro, that was good,
Right.
but they gave it to him. They gave it to him over. Let's just hypothetically speaking, Denzel killed it that year. Freaking
Okay.
kills it that year. Like it's undeniable he was the best performance. But they give it to
Right.
Pedro, who was good. But they give it to Pedro because he's Chilean. I wouldn't be like, "Yay, we got one Chilean." No, I would
Right.
always
But
forever know that that's why it was given to him, and I wouldn't
okay.
champion that, and I wouldn't praise it, and I wouldn't say "Yay for us." I'd be like, "No, that was BS. It was bullshit. Don't even count that as an achievement for our country. Don't even count that. Don't even count that shit. I'm never gonna say, oh, we did that because to
Right.
me, we didn't. It was given to us. So no, it's almost disrespectful to us. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't take it. And that little boy would have said that. I would have said that. I would have not been happy about it. I wouldn't have been like, yay, Mexico or yay, Chileans, Pedro Pascal. Like, no, I would have been like, no, they gave it to him because of that, you know? I saw Emilia Perez, and I didn't think it was as bad as like people say it was, and I even thought some of the performances were pretty good. Like I thought Zoe was good. I didn't think it was the best written thing ever. I
Right.
didn't think it was the best film ever, but I didn't think it was worse than like Madam Web, or I didn't think it was worse
Right.
than Baby Girl.
But
Definitely
her
there was
acting, you
movies.
don't think was better than whoever who do you think should have won then instead of her?
Uh, uh, for support, definitely Ariana Grande. Hands down,
Okay. Oh, for
Ariana Grande.
Wicked? For Wicked?
Not even. Yeah, that's what. See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, not. It's what are we even doing here, dude? And so no, I'm not celebrating that. I'm sorry. Like, it was clear that Ariana should have won. Like, what are you like? It, and again, when they give it to them so that she can start speaking in an accent that I've never heard her use, 5, 10 years ago, I never heard her in this accent, and so now she's like, I don't know. It's and I get it. People can like learn Spanish and all this stuff and try to respect it and all this stuff, but it's like when I see that that's why, not the quality of your work, but because you now have a Hispanic accent, and so now they're like, oh, now we can actually deem you Dominican enough to win, and people will say, oh, this is a Dominican win, so that's why we're giving it to you, not because of
Right.
your performance. Or even if that has a slight thing to do with it, it's wrong, right? Because
Right.
we're judging movies here.
Right.
We're not judging how ethnic you are. Are you insane? This is
Right.
insane. This is insane. This is why I don't like the Oscars. This is why I think the Oscars it's supposed to demonstrate movie quality, and it doesn't. It's always gifted on like, oh, this person's old, so now we have to give them an award because they're probably not going to act anymore. Like, it's always some weird, oh, now we have
I can see
a
that
black
sometimes.
person or a
Yeah.
Mexican person winning. It's like it's never the quality of the actual like people. Even costume design, right? Deadpool Wolverine wasn't even nominated for costume design, dude. And I'm not saying it
Right.
should have won. I do think Wicked would have won that also, and it did win. But what I'm saying
Right.
is the nominees for that, no one was even close, dude. No one was even close. Oh, and one thing I will say about the Oscars, Honora swept everything. Okay, Honora swept
Yeah. I
everything.
haven't seen it
It
yet.
it dude. It and again, this goes back to Baby Girl, right? And so I was talking about Baby Girl and Baby
Right.
Girl being the worst movie. It's funny that Honora won and Baby Girl comes out, and Emilia Perez, even, this movie is like, you're supposed to like feel sorry for this person. Again, I thought the movie was fun. It was whatever, I didn't think it was the worst ever. It was a fun watch, whatever, for one time at least, to watch it once. I don't need to watch it
Right.
again. But it's just showing like all these movies, Honora. I even think Nosferatu is part of this. Baby Girl, Emilia Perez. Like, God dang it, it's all these movies that like push hoe behavior. They like glorify hoe behavior, and it really pisses me off. It annoys me. Dude. Like, I don't know. It's just it annoys the shit out of me. And then Honora is this, right? It's this like sex worker movie, and it beats out
Right.
all. Oh wait. Oh yeah. So it beats out all these other movies. Like, it just doesn't. It's like, stop pushing your. Just, can we see for once an Oscar where like an Oscars where they win because they just win, and like then that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's always some stupid freaking message that I just don't. I'm not about, dude. And again, I hate that like these glorifying Emilia Perez. It's about a cartel dude who transitions to being a woman, and then Miss
Mhm.
Doubtfire's his own family even after that, like becomes like this like maid person to his own
Is it really?
family. Yeah, he not
Oh
a
wow.
maid, because
Right.
she or whatever, she owns the house, so she like has them, because their dad is gone. She like
Right.
moves them into her house now, and they don't know she's the dad, and this and that. So it's kind of like you're supposed to not now feel sorry for this dude who is literally beheading dudes last
Wow.
week. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't. This dude's a cartel leader. He's a
Yeah.
murderer. I'm not gonna feel sorry for him because he transitions and like this and that. And again, the movie's fun. It's whatever. You can watch it one time. It's not worth. I don't think it's worth more than one time watch. But
Right.
what I'm saying is it's just glorifying these like kind of like degen behaviors. You know what I mean? I don't know. It annoys me, and I think the Oscar solidifies that by telling people that Honora was the best. And then that's the other thing too. If we are to grant it and say that Honora is the
Right.
best, then
Hmm.
we're saying that Dune 2, we're saying that Deadpool Wolverine that wasn't even nominated, we're saying these movies are worse than Honora. And maybe Deadpool Wolverine,
Yeah.
I get it. Technically speaking, in like the craft of film, then maybe it's not better than Honora. But
It's
Dune 2,
amazing.
Dune 2,
Yeah.
dude? Really? Come on, bro. The Brutalist? Like, the Brutalist is
Yeah.
better than Honora? Like, get the
Right.
hell out of here, bro. You know, I don't know. I just think that it's the Oscars have been bullshit, and it's so funny.
Right.
And Blu-ray Angel will laugh too because he loves the Oscars or whatever. But me and him, we were shitting on NFL fans for even being NFL fans. It's like it's so blatantly rigged. So like you're a dummy, like you're still cheering and getting emotionally
Oh, here we
invested,
go. Here we
and
go.
then
Here we
and then
go.
it's just funny because it's funny. I bring that up because now the Oscars comes up and I'm telling Angel, like, dude, you know this shit is rigged. Like, we watch it for fun, but like
Right.
you gotta acknowledge that it's like either you confess that you know nothing about film and the Oscars got it right, or
Right.
you say, no, I do know about film, but then I have to admit that the Oscars got it wrong. And like I know it irks him because the Oscars is like his
But
World Cup.
both could be true though.
No,
Both things can be true, I think.
what do you mean? How? How so? Explain.
Like, yes, it can be pretty like blatant that you're like, how did that movie win over that one? But at the
Yeah.
same time, there's those movies that win and you're like, oh, okay, for sure. Like I get that. Because there's movies that win and I'm like, and majority are like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I'm like, it was okay. But you know, my bias is like I like this movie better, right? So again, I can't I'm not gonna disagree that the Oscars and the NFL and sports in general, or fucking anything that has an award,
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree that at some point in some juncture that it isn't rigged or tainted, right? But
Right.
I can't say that it's all that all the time. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
no. I mean, even the NFL, right? The passes are still thrown and the passes are still
Right.
caught, right? Someone
Yeah.
caught an impossible catch, and so
Right.
I can say that, but they know that they're smart, right? Like they know that they can give sound design to the rightful winner. It's not that it's when we get to that final thing when it's like best picture, best actress, best writer,
Right.
best director, where they start like fucking around, dude. And it's the same thing with the NFL. Oh, we're not always rigging. Yeah, because they know that they only have to make like 3, 4 bad calls and they literally determine the entire outcome. So it's like that's why they're smart about it. So now you can say what you just said. And they know that. They know that the rebuttal is going to be what you just said. Well, it's not
I don't know.
always. They get it wrong sometimes. Yeah, but they know what they're doing. Literally, the clock is right here, and now is when we get a bad call again,
Yeah,
Like,
but
okay, dude,
there's also so many times where there isn't a bad call.
win.
And the game and but that's what I'm saying. Like you can't you again, it's easy to be like, see these 5 videos. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But then there's like how many games? There's a lot of fucking games. Okay.
Yeah, but people did the stats on it, and it's now the numbers don't lie. So that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
They
know.
did a
I
whole.
don't
They did this season. They did last season. They did the
show me.
season before,
Show
and
me. Show me.
the Chiefs get no holding calls ever throughout the season, and even less in the playoffs. They get even less in the playoffs in
Oh yeah.
historical fashion.
Yeah, because
Historical fashion,
the Chiefs are
huh?
cheaters. We know that. That's the one
Yeah,
team. That's
but
the
that's what I'm
team.
saying. That's
No,
what
it's
I
just
mean.
that one team. This is that one team.
I don't know, bro.
It's just
I
that
don't
one.
know. You're saying there's been no controversial wins other than the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Really?
Nah. Nah, I'm gonna say it's just the Chiefs. I think it's
Yeah,
just
see, but
you might be onto something. It's the
we
Chiefs. They're
we
cheaters.
we we gotta come. We gotta come with receipts next podcast to
Oh,
discuss
for
the
sure.
NFL
Yeah, I
for
want to
sure.
see these videos of this breakdown that you're talking about. I want to
I
see
don't have
these
to talk
videos.
videos. I could literally go through every Super Bowl final, like a Super Bowl, and see, and we'll see. Watch,
Nope.
there's some funny business either with the time or a flag on the play or a touchdown
I
that was.
guarantee you if that's false. I guarantee you that's false.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll do it next podcast for sure. We'll
I'm gonna
see.
do it right
Hey,
now.
do you want to do it right now? You want to get into it
No,
right now?
I'm gonna go and do it right now. Let
Yeah.
me
Oh
get my
yeah.
fucking
Research.
receipt.
Research right now, dude. In the comments, people, if you can remember a Super Bowl that was determined by some funny business, and I know everybody has that one, and it's all gonna be different. Every fan has that one, like that one 8 years ago, and someone else is gonna be like that one 3 years ago. In the comments, explain your
Right.
Super Bowl that you know for a fact was like something funny was about it, and not that you know it's rigged for sure, but that you'll never know if it was or it wasn't. Like that's
But
what I'm trying to say.
that's such a BS fucking way to go about it. Tell me a time where maybe something wasn't correct. It's like, dude, that's like life. Like I can't like
I'll
I
tell
can
you
pick a
why.
time for everything.
I'll tell you why it's not. I'll tell you why it's not incorrect. And
Please tell me.
so this is why it's not incorrect. It's not incorrect because I do agree with you. Maybe in the season, maybe even I'll
Okay.
grant you the playoff, but in the final, in the World Cup final, in the
Okay.
Super Bowl, in the Oscars,
Right.
this is the epitome of epitome. Like this is the best of the
Right.
best that the world has to offer at any given moment, right? So when you get it wrong in those so often, then now I'm not watching the best win the bet like that the again in the season we're going to make mistakes and I'll
Right.
even grant you that, but now I want to watch what you've determined this is the best or this is the best that year. And now you're going to like have some funny business. I'll never know whether which one was or wasn't the best of that year, so you can't claim that you know for certain
Right.
that you knew in whatever year, pick a year, at 2016, you knew that these guys were the absolute best. No, we'll never know because it's rigged. And we should know. We should know. That's why we're watching all season so that when we get to this final
Right.
game, we know for certain whoever won that game is who is the absolute best of the year of that one. And every year I find myself going, I don't know if I can really believe that. I don't know. They did win, but like, I don't know. That's not a good way to like determine. Like, if me and you own the league and all of our
Right.
viewers at the end of it are like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, dude, that's not a league at all. It's not a league at all. You know what I mean? We're
I
here to
think
determine who's best. And if we can't do that, what are we even doing here, dude? What are we doing here?
I think you need to get a stronger medication.
I need to get a stronger medication. I need to
I
watch
think.
more WWE to be okay with these works.
I I think they let you out too soon. I think you're gonna
I
have to go back.
mean,
I'm gonna make a couple
ooh,
calls and we'll get
ooh,
you. We'll get you back.
ooh.
We'll get you the help you need.
I think the 45-year-old wrestling fan, I hit a nerve, huh?
Well, I don't know who you're talking to because I'm not 45, so I'm okay. Clearly, you're not
right,
talking to me.
right.
You're clearly not talking to me. I will say one thing:
Yeah,
John Cena being a bad guy is fucking awesome.
dude,
I'm down.
what a bold move, huh?
Yep.
What a bold move. I love that. Oh wait, 1 second. Let me. Oh shoot.
Hey, what are you fucking pushing buttons here for?
Yeah, I don't know because it's my battery. I don't know what the hell. Oh, okay. You can see me.
Yeah,
You can see me.
I can see that you're fucking it up. That's what I can
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I'm fucking it up. But yeah, so Cena turned bat. Cena turned heel. What the hell,
Yeah, that's crazy.
bro?
I mean, trust me, like my own kids were like, "Oh my god!" Like they were, yeah. It was cool. Again,
That's
I watch. Maybe it's rigged. Maybe wrestling is rigged. I'm gonna.
may maybe
It
maybe
might be rigged. It might be
dude.
rigged. You might be onto
I was
something.
I was one of those kids when I was a kid. I was one of those kids that got into fights because they said wrestling was fake. I was one of those kids, dude. I was heartbroken when I found out for real that wrestling was not real. Like it was a real thing. Like I was like,
Oh,
dude, what the
wrestling
heck?
is
Like it
very
really,
real.
huh?
Wrestling is very real.
Yeah, just like the NFL. Just like it's so real. I wonder why you still believe the NFL is not rigged at all. Like
Oh my god.
it's
Here we go.
but no, but that's it,
Yeah.
it's literally like I was one of those kids like wrestling's real. It's not fake. It's not fake. You know, like,
Right.
I really I really thought it was like a real thing, but it's
No, I
not.
mean
It's
a lot of us did.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
physicality is still real. The
right,
physicality
right,
is still real.
of course.
And yeah, like there is animosity and real life shit that spills over into the storylines. But yeah, it's scripted TV. But I think it's the best scripted TV because you're gonna get a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
And there's people to cheer for, people to root for. And it's just like a
yeah.
mixed bag. I think it's good.
I'm not a diehard like I was during the Attitude Era when
Yeah,
we were kids. You know,
neither am
that's
I,
like
but
yeah.
yeah,
And I'm grateful for it because we were kids in the right time when the Attitude Era, which I arguably think is the greatest era of wrestling of all time. Yeah,
Right.
DX baby, DX Nation,
Yeah.
let's go, generation, let's go. But yeah, that was the best time. And now I just like I'll keep up on like the big stuff, but like
Right.
I don't sit and watch like entire pay-per-views. I just
Oh, well,
I don't do that.
I'm getting back into that because again, like my kids are like they
That's
gravitated
great.
towards it and they've
That's
been
great.
wanting, and it's crazy because it's hard for me to tell them because they're like, oh, so and so, is he really hurt? Or oh my gosh, why did he do that? I thought they were friends, and it's like,
Wait, so how do you deal with that? Because okay, let me ask you because that's actually really interesting
right,
because um you like I said, I was a kid that got into literal fist fight. I got suspended, I think twice for fighting specifically for wrestling. And so because like a homie would be like, nah, it's fake, bro. You're insane. Like, what are
yeah,
you talking about? It's clearly fake. No, it isn't. Like, you know what I mean? No, it isn't. Stop it. Is this fake? Is this fake? You know what I mean?
so,
And so and because when I was a kid, I saw Sid Vicious like
yeah.
smash a reporter for even daring to claim that it was fake.
Oh, but
I
that
was
was
like,
fucking real
oh,
though.
that was real. But that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And my kid eyeballs
right,
saw that and I was like, it's real. Like, this is real. How dare you even ask? And plus, I don't want to get slapped by Sid Vicious. So,
right,
like, I'm never going to claim that this is fake. Like,
right.
because did you see what happened to that guy? Like, I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
exactly.
And
Right.
so, but I was going to ask you because I also grew up watching the
And
UFC and martial arts and like
yeah,
real fighting. And my dad was, really into teaching us martial arts and real combat. And we'd watch real combat. And, and he thought wrestling was bullshit, but he never like shit on us thinking it was fake. Like he let us find out on our own. And he could have easily been
right,
like, this is fake. I knew he didn't love it. He loved like real martial arts, but
right,
he would watch it and let us believe in the like the Santa Claus of the fantasy of it. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
And so
and
how do you
for
deal
my
with that?
kids, yeah.
When are you gonna like how are you gonna navigate that? And you know what I mean?
Well, right now, like, and that's the thing. Like right now, that he asks certain questions, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to kill it for him in terms of like why certain things happen the way they happen, because like, and there'll be times where I'm like, oh, I think so and so is gonna come out right now, and then they come
Right.
out, and he's like, how'd you know? I'm like, like I can feel the beat,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but like
We've been
I
friends for
always
long
tell
enough.
him. Right, and I always tell them like, as long as you don't do this shit on your brother or somebody outside, like you can watch it,
Bro.
But yeah, like
So
I don't try to. Huh?
well no. Keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say like I don't try to spoil those things. Like again, I'll let him come to it when he comes to it, But yeah, the physicality part is like, dude, I don't want to fucking get thrown off of a 15-foot ladder into some table. Like that's not something I want to do. Like hitting the concrete, like
What do you it's funny that you say that because I was literally just about to say, so you remember and you remember this, but because it
Yeah.
was like a big thing, it was like all over the news. But like because of the Attitude Era, DX, Steve Austin, all these people, it was like a big craze for like high school kids and middle school kids to do backyard wrestling. That
Right.
was
Yeah,
like a
I remember.
big
Yeah.
thing. And our homies, like we would do backyard wrestling for our other homies. And
Right.
so
Right. Right.
and we made the newspaper. It was like, oh man, these kids doing dangerous stunts. And
Yeah.
we would watch on TV and we would do stupid
Right.
bullshit that we saw on TV and we get
Right.
hurt. Like I flipped off of a garage onto tables, but we didn't cut the table. So I literally just land on the stack of two tables. There's two tables stacked. I
Yeah.
somersault off the top of the shed and land
Yeah.
on the tables and just like it didn't break. And we're just like, I just land on it like, I'm just like, I start making these gurgling sounds and all like all the homies are like, bro, I don't think like you're not act like that wasn't in the script. And it's like, bro, my back, my back,
He's
dog.
broken in
Like,
half.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
No.
funny, bro. But we were into that. So we did do like, even though my dad would be like, don't do that. Don't do that. It was
Right.
like, I grew up to fucking jump off of sheds and like onto tables and hit each
No.
other with
Yeah.
chairs. You know what I
No,
mean?
I get. Yeah. I mean, I remember fucking. Yeah. It's just part of growing up, and again, I remember in wood shop or auto shop, we would fucking we would have these brawls and fucking beat each other's ass, and you'd see like, oh, this dude's not part of our faction. he's by himself and just fucking start getting him,
Yeah, you
you know,
just jump
3D
them,
him and
dude.
yeah, yeah,
Because we saw that on TV, so we mimicked it. We're like,
right,
oh, hardcore title is 24/7, dog. Like it's
yeah, exactly, yeah. Shout out to
we get
fucking
you.
Ruben when me and Ruben fucking he got the homie Dominic 6'6" fucking 3D'd him. I grabbed him, boom, just in the auto shop and fucking that was
Oh,
it. He
dude.
he laid there like what the fuck just happened?
That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
good
wild.
time.
My homies would even do more backyard wrestling than like I'd do like one or two. Like, I'd do it every once in a while because it's fun. I
Right.
love it.
Yeah.
But they were like really about it. They were like putting on pretty good shows
Like
for like the neighborhood.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
but it was crazy because we didn't know anything. So we like were just
Right.
hurting each other and like people would just
Yeah.
come and watch in our backyard. Like it was just funny. But it was all because of the Attitude Era, because of Stone Cold
Hmm.
Steve Austin and The Rock and
Well, The
DX
Rock, yeah. Triple
Generation,
H, yeah.
Triple H, Undertaker, The
Hmm.
Ministry, The Ministry,
Yeah.
Kane, like
Fucking
freaking The Big Show.
3D.
They
Yeah.
oh my 3D is that come on.
Yeah.
How many people got
EC
put
Dub.
through tables because of those dudes? I don't
I
even
know,
know.
right?
I feel
EC
sorry for
Dub.
my brother
EC
because
Dub.
my brother's
ECW,
like
man.
6 years younger than me, so like him and his
Right.
homies, like I would just like power bomb them, suplex them, and you know what I mean?
No,
Like
I
one
know, yeah.
time we were wrestling in a room, and my brother's finger is like the other way, and he like pops it in, and we're like, no, it's good, and we kept going because
Yeah.
I was like being the typical big brother, and I was like, dude, you're
Yeah.
good, it's fine now, look, it's straight now, you stop
Move
crying, you're
off.
fine. And my brother's just like, you're right, and like keeps
Right.
going. He
Passing
keeps
out.
going. And then later, like the next day, we go home, and the next day, he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What?" And he goes to my mom. He's like, "I don't think my finger is good. It's all messed up." They take him, and it's like his finger was like snapped in two places or something like that. And I was like, "Oh my
Wow.
god, dude, what the hell?" And it was just because I like threw him off the bunk, and he like
Yeah.
landed on the floor wrong. So stupid, man. So dumb. But it's fun. It's like fun things. And like we're more resilient than we give ourselves credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at Mick Foley.
I know for sure. Yeah, Mick Foley, dude, fucking legend.
Yeah, legend, bro.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, that's the thing. But Cena turning heel, man, that I did not see that coming. Fool's been good for like 15, 20 years.
I know.
And
That
I thought
I'm
it was a
curious to
bold
see what happens.
bold move. Bold move.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm
But
invested. I'm back.
you're back?
I'm
Dang.
back. I'm invested.
Well, you got the kids to be back for, so that's really
Right.
cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't know.
But
Yeah.
yeah, now we got to just see what happens, and then see if it gets a little
We'll
more
talk about
exciting.
it.
Yeah, talk about it. See if they bring back the Attitude Era. They never will, but that would
No,
be
they
so
can't.
dope if they can't do it.
Yeah, they bring glimpses of it, but it's not. Yeah, they can't go full force because it's just it's different now. Yeah,
It's
there's
different
so
now.
many more eyeballs on it too. It's yeah,
It's true.
you know.
It's true. I
But
agree,
yeah,
but I'm excited to see what happens, especially with moves like that under the hands of Triple H and The Rock. To see
right,
where
right, right.
wrestling goes. So we'll see. But
Yeah,
you're invested.
I am.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
huh?
hello. No,
Hello? Yeah.
no, but yeah. I'm gonna do my research after we get off. I'm gonna go look and see about this fucking these shenanigans that you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into it now, but I also want to ask you, like, because we're talking about wrestling, I was gonna bring it up, but like I'll wait for next podcast. But your favorite wrestlers of all time favorite wrestlers.
Ooh,
Yeah,
we gotta make
so
a
that would
list.
be,
I'm
yeah,
down.
that would be sick. I have like a top 5, top 10 already in my mind, kind of, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
we'll talk about it next time for sure.
All right.
All right,
And
guys.
that's
So
all
that
she
was
wrote.
that's all she wrote. This is our first episode. Welcome to the show no one asked for. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Catch S.A.G.A MC on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere you can find them, all that good stuff. Same thing with me. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. Daniel Rumbles. Until next time, guys. Peace.